Chapter 4, Section 3. We're going to start off by learning about a linear function and a nonlinear function. This is pretty simple. We're going to have a table that we're going to be able to graph off of. A linear function will be a function that ends up having a straight line when we graph these points. So that would be linear. A nonlinear function is going to have a graph maybe that's curved, or maybe there's going to be points all over the graph, but there's going to be nothing in a straight line. That is nonlinear. Just as simple as that. On the next page, you will have a graph like this here, and you will be given a table. And I should say you're going to be given a table, and you're going to have a graph, and you need to be able to graph on that graph the points from the table. And that will tell you whether that's a linear or nonlinear function. Okay, that's the first part of what we're going to work on. The second part is going to be, I moved that around. Okay, the second part is going to be determining if there's a rule. What does that mean by try a rule? Well, let's take a look at this example. We're given this table right here. All right? And we look at it and we say, well, how does this go together? How can we figure out what the pattern, and really what the rule is the pattern of what's going on? And they say, let's try division first. Let's divide 6 by 2, and that equals 3. Well, okay, that works. But now let's divide the next one. So we're going to try the rule on this one, come up with a rule, and then we're going to do it for the next one. So we're going to try the rule on this one. 8 divided by 2 is not 5, so that really, this can't be the rule. Dividing by 2 cannot be a rule. So we're going to try something else. Well, let's try this rule. Okay, 6 minus 3. 6 minus 3 is 3. 8 minus 3 is 5. Oh, we have something. Let's continue the rule. Does it work for this one? 9 minus 3 does equal 6, and 12 minus 3 does equal 9. We found the rule, so we can create the function here. Y equals our x, whatever our x value is here, minus 3, right? Because that's what we figured we did for each one of them. And this represents the rule then for that table. That's the second part of what you have to do. So let's take a look at the assignment. Okay, the first part of the assignment, again, we're taking a table. We're going to plot those points in the graph, and we're going to determine whether it's linear or nonlinear. The second part is we have a set of ordered pairs. Write the rule that represents this function. All right, what is happening in this function? And again, maybe you want to put it into a table form that's going to be easier to look at. And a table form is going to look like this. You're going to have your x, you're going to have your y. I always call it my t-chart, although if you want to box it in, you can and make it look like a table. And then I put in my numbers: 2, 10, 4, 20, 5, 25. All right, you can take a look at what's happening and see, can we come up with something here? 7, 35, and the last one, 9, 45. Can we figure this out? Well, what would you see the difference? What's happening between each one of these? 2 times 5 equals 10. 4 times 5 equals 20. 5 times 5 equals 25. 7 times 5 equals 35. And 9 times 5 equals 45. What's my rule for this one? Y equals 5x, or 5 times x. And that will give me my rule. So I did number 7 for you. This is the answer for number 7. And it's up to you to do 8, 9, and 10.